Some residents in the Auckland suburb of Mount Albert say the government's plan to squeeze up to 4,000 new homes in the area is ridiculous and the infrastructure won't be able to cope. The Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern and the Housing Minister Phil Twyford have announced plans to build a mix of homes on a 29-hectare site that's part of the Unitec campus. It's kind of between Point Chev and Mount Albert. Jessie Chang went to Mount Albert to speak to locals.
It's quiet on Laurel Street. There's only the occasional chirp of birdsong and a resident leaving in their car. But that's likely to change when the 3,000 to 4,000 homes the government has announced spring up just behind the suburban neighbourhood. Rogea Haka has lived in the area for the past 11 years and she says the plan is ridiculous.
It is bizarre to think that that amount of housing is going to be put up in an area that is already bursting at its seams.
Ms Haka says the infrastructure, such as roading, is simply not there to provide for that many new homes. A few houses down, Aidan Shalito says he expects the quiet street will turn into a feeder road for the new residents to join up to the motorway. He says a lot of people aren't happy about it.
People are concerned about the change of the social character of the neighbourhood. It would be impacted on by that extra traffic.
Even at midday, it's clear there's a steady stream of traffic at the intersection of New North Road and Mount Albert Road. Christina Herrick, who's a long-time resident of the suburb, says with that many new people, it's going to get a lot worse.
Well, I think great that we've got more houses for people, but I'm just not quite sure how the logistics of it is going to work. I think there's going to be a big car issue. Realistically, I know people think people are going more into bikes and public transport, but there's a large percentage of people that aren't.
But it's not just roads and traffic that has locals worried. Mount Albert Grammar School says it already has its highest number of students ever, with more than 3,000 students. Its principal, Pat Drum, says with potentially hundreds of new students needing a college in the area, it won't be able to cope.
Another school or a new school must be in the thinking of both ministry and government to cope with that many people, and it's just unrealistic to think that the existing capacity of the local schools in the area would be able to simply soak that up.
Mr Drum says schools will continue to discuss solutions with the Ministry of Education. The housing development is expected to take a decade before it's completed. For Checkpoint, call Jessie Chang, TNA.